Welcome to the Auction Block Podcast, straight talk from the block. Welcome your hosts, Garrett Riles and Benjamin Bishop.
Welcome to the Auction Block, straight talk from the block. I'm your host, Garrett Riles, and I'm back in the studio with
Benjamin Bishop and our two special guests from last week. It's so good to have them 2 weeks in a row here.
We went home and talked about these things. My dad's back in Grant, and we talked about last week's show, and we come up with a few more things we'd like to share with y'all that we didn't think of at the time, but they've come up with some good, cool memories and stories that we've talked about over the years. And
yeah, so Grant, why don't you just kick this thing off here and just dive right in?
Yeah, me and Grant's both out our elements. Y'all understand? Man, anyway,
they're not the TV personnel like me and Garrett. You know,
I'm winging it.
Yeah,
we're all winging it. So you're getting what you see is what you get. We're not scripted or writing this stuff down or reading off a teleprompter. We're just sitting here talking.
We'll put it like this: they're getting what they're paying for.
Right? Yeah.
and then I'll lead this thing off here. I ain't not worried about it, but we was talking about some stories that I don't know all the years of being a mechanic. When they were kids. The first one, I got two stories though due to heat. But anyway, me and Garrett I was somewhere south of Clarksdale over the Mississippi Delta putting some hydraulic pumps, 9530, pretty major job. The only problem with this job is the temperature's like 110. And what else was going on that day, Garrett? We just got I was just sweating. It was so hot in this, no shade, nowhere. 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, and here come a kamikaze pilot, crop duster coming straight at us.
Yeah, and I don't think he turned his tips off, man. He just come right over the top of it.
Yeah.
So, boy, I had a few choice where sweating.
He pulled right on top of us. Just
pulled up, man.
Gosh.
And I really didn't want to be there anyway in this heat, but it was tough that day.
I was a little young to be too much help, but I remember when we left, we went to just outside of Clarksdale on 61, stopped at the gas station, and that was the best Gatorade we've ever drank in our life.
I drank 3 bottles. That was tough. That was hard. That was about the worst experience I've ever had as far as mechanics and in the heat. You couldn't use an umbrella. You couldn't get it over it, and then you get under it, and you got the hydraulic oil leaking on you, which you had to get under it anyway. But it was humidity, man, horrible.
Yeah, this Mississippi heat. It's something. Something serious sometimes, and you gotta stay hydrated. You gotta stay in the shade. You gotta take you some breaks.
I lured Grant out with me one time also in the heat. Man, tell us about that one, Grant. I tricked him into going with me. Yeah,
more than once.
Yeah.
One time a farmer just got done cutting wheat, and he was headed back to the shop with his combine, and he was probably 2 or 3 miles from his shop, and the hydrostats blew up in it. And they just coasted over in this old woman's yard, and
hydraulic oil
everywhere, every bit of it on the ground, and
county road
in the middle of nowhere. Really, some volunteer firefighters or something came by, seen all that, called the EPA. It was a big ordeal.
Oh man,
we was in a 90-degree turn curve. When this happened, the hydrostat pump just exploded on the machine, and it, like he said, it just dumped the oil everywhere, all in the road. And we was in a dangerous spot because we was in a curve, couldn't get anything to it to pull the machine. They had nowhere to pull it. If we pulled it, we was going to be really in the lady's yard.
Yeah.
And, man, it was hot that day too, wasn't it, Grant?
Yeah, it's probably the hottest I've ever been.
Man.
So what did the EPA got?
Well, we kind of got out of that. We got the hydrostats in it, got that machine moved, and we let the farmer and the little old lady in the EPA work that out. They had to go in there and dig up all around the yard and the grass, things like that with a skid steer. I think they had to clean it all up like that. But
oh dang,
man, when we got that thing running, when we seen it moving toward the shop, we checked it out one more time. We hit the road back to Marshall County.
I mean, we got all them pumps put in there and toting that hydraulic oil up the ladder in the back. That was the worst part of it all.
Yeah. 9500, wasn't it?
Yeah.
John Deere 9500. Y'all watched last week's show to kind of keep up with what we're talking about more this week. You'll kind of get the full effect of where all these stories are coming from. Watch last week's show. That way you can kind of resonate with what's going on this week.
we'd like to lost Grant one more time due to heat. We're putting a fan drive on a 8295R, I think. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Middle of the field.
Man, I had Grant just putting wet rag. I said, man, just put some rags over my head or something. It was so, it was just, his heat is horrible. Yep. At certain times of year. Now it feels nice.
Yeah. 55 out there now.
I'm glad the times changed too. That's nice. Yeah.
But that's about all I got on that, on the storytelling.
I remember when we were at the airport in Memphis and a tractor ran in a hole.
Yeah. Went to sleep or done something. I don't know. We run in a hole and just destroyed the whole front cap of that was a 9530, I think.
They were building a new airstrip in Memphis at the airport.
Yeah, that was another one of them times we had to probably sneak you in too. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was little, about this. Well, it was about this time of year, a week or so ago. This time of year, we went. I was little. Guy called in Hickory Flat. His combine was down. He was cutting beans, or something was messing up about it. Something due to anthills, I think. That's all I can remember. And I was pretty mad. It was a Halloween night. About 5 o'clock, we had to go down there and look at this dude's combine. That's all I could think about was, dang it, I'm going to miss this trick or treat tonight over this combine.
Every time I smell PB Blaster, I think about that place in Hickory Flat.
So what was your costume that year?
Farmer.
Soybean
dust.
Service tech. I was just wondering if he had a Batman costume on or something out there working on that.
We didn't miss it. Oh, we made it back. We went trick or treating.
Yeah.
You can't. We made it back.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh.
But there's all kind of little stories and stuff you can think about and remember over the years of riding around with Dad in a service truck. That was pretty fun. He started that was at John Deere, but when I was born.
Yeah, I started in 1985, which I'm not that old. I don't consider myself that old. But I started in 85. I was 17. I worked on red tractors at a red dealership all the way to 96.
Yeah.
Moved to John Deere. And
what about
worked with them till 3 years ago. Worked at a John Deere dealership till 3 years ago, and then on my own now.
Yeah.
Doing it.
What about the tire blowing out at the international
Yeah, tell about
place?
the tire blowing out at the international place. You may not want to tell about that one. I don't know.
Are we sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't.
We're giving you the
I can
option.
tell it real quick. I don't know. It's man, it was like I said, it was at the red dealership, but Case and International went together back during that time, 85, and we had a couple of 2590s around the area and things like that. And that's the reason I say that's what I was working on. I come in that morning, it was 2590, and I was fixing to get ready to split it apart because that's what they had, like torque tubes in the transmission. That's what I was going after. But anyway, got there that morning, and I think it was the left rear tire was just sitting on a flat. I said, man, I got to air this tire up to get my splitting stand under it. So I put the clip-on air chuck on it. Anyway, tire's airing up. One of the other mechanics come over and said, man, come help me raise the back door. I said, oh, okay, I'll walk back there. So I raised the back door with him because we had manual doors to push. So I raised the back door with him. I was headed back toward my tractor. The tire was airing up on. About that time, the boss man pulls up in the back of the shop. He said, Gary, I need you to go up in Tennessee. I said, and do a pip on a little tractor up there. We'd already talked about it, but I thought we was going to go later in the day. He said, no, I need you to go now. I want you to get in my truck right here, put your toolbox in this truck and go up there. Okay. Man, boss man done spoke, so I had to get going, So I put the toolbox in there and left, went up to Tennessee. Anyway, I had to carry a part up there while I was in Tennessee to the machine shop over in Corinth. So I called my boss. I said, how you want to pay for this at the machine shop? Oh, we just tell them we'll give them a credit card or whatever have you. I said, okay. I'll tell you why I'm bringing this into it in a little bit. But anyway, I got done with the job, pulled back into the dealership about 4:30. When they saw me coming, they were waiting on me. But anyway, when I pulled in to the gate, everybody from the parts department to everything was standing at the door waiting on me. I said, man, what is wrong? Something kind of scared me. I said, what is going on? So I get out of the truck, and all of them said, come here and look. Come here. I said, what? I go in there and look at the shop, and all the lights around the shop, the ceiling lights, everything were just hanging by the cords. That tire blew at 12 o'clock that day.
Oh, man.
Yep, it popped off. It blew the parts door open. blew all the paint off the shelves in the parts counter. It was, man, it kind of scared me. Nobody was around the tractor when this happened.
Yeah.
But big business is next door, up the road half a mile. All of them called, they said, and said, man, they heard the explosion, trying to figure out what happened. And then I asked my boss, I said, look, I called you at 2 o'clock. I said, man, why didn't you tell me this then?
Yeah.
He said, I just didn't want to get you upset. Well, he was out there in the field working. He said, I knew it would upset you, this, that, and the other, and you had a job to do. I said, well, I really appreciate that, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But never, if you're going to use a clip-on air chuck, anybody, just be sure you unclip it. That's the main thing. Don't, because you'll get distracted with just any kind of thing. This, yes, you got to be safe around all this stuff. Any little distraction, you can't be distracted when you're doing this stuff.
Yeah, thankfully, wasn't nobody walking by or standing.
Glad it didn't have water. I'm glad it wasn't a liquid field tire, because that would have really given them all a bath.
But yeah, that's man, that's quite a story there.
Yeah.
So
I forget about that, man. I could go on and on about stuff. I just had to think about it.
yeah.
I'll have to give it over to somebody else here.
What's something else you think about, Grant, or can relate back to?
Oh, I just remember that going to them little security offices, holding up cardboard to the windows and everything like that.
Yeah, I remember Dad having to get out. He never wears a hard hat. He's gonna wear a hard hat and a vest.
Yeah.
You thought he was something, didn't you? When you get out and put that hard hat and vest on, you thought he was.
I knew he didn't like it. I knew he didn't like that.
It is that PPE. It's definitely needed, but it can be aggravating when you're doing the kind of work that he does. You know, crawling underneath equipment and that kind of stuff. It just kind of gets in your way. But I definitely see where it's useful in certain areas. But it is aggravating if you're trying to get your head up into the motor of a tractor or something. You got to have a hard hat on and all that.
You can't do it.
It's frustrating for sure.
You just had to say, I forgot, a lot of time during the day when they come back to I forgot.
Remember when we were going to Memphis to put a windshield in the tractor? We were going down the interstate, and I looked in. I don't know who saw it.
I did.
In the back glass.
I saw it out of my mirror. But go ahead.
But it was 8,400.
8,400
windshield, and the box was about as wide as this table is wide, and as long as this table is wide. It was huge. It filled up the whole back of the truck, and we had it in the back of the service truck going through Memphis on Interstate 240.
4 lanes of traffic.
4 lanes of traffic. People everywhere.
Rush hour.
And he looks in the back glass.
And it's flying up like a kite.
It just way up there. And it comes back down and lands right over on the side of the road in the middle.
In the retaining wall.
At the retaining wall in the center, on the left-hand side of the road. Well, we figure out how we got to get back over there to it. We didn't know. We figured it was broke, but we said we're going to go back and look. He figures out how to get us back around, back over there to it, and we get back to it, and he pulls up past it and runs back there, and we grab it up. Windshield wasn't even broke.
Are you serious?
Put it back in the truck.
Wow.
Put it in.
Tied it down a little better this time. Moved on. Yeah, we had to go to North Mill. I remember that morning. Yep.
Yeah. I just want to know, when you left that morning, did you put it back there and say, "Yep, that's not going anywhere"?
Not going. Well, you got to use a ratchet strap to even say that.
Oh well.
But so I didn't use anything. I said, "That's heavy enough. It's not going anywhere." Yeah, I did say that.
Every single person that comes in after the sale's over and buys something, that's bought something and put it in their truck and put a ratchet strap on it, every single one.
Yep.
That ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. And what, I did hot shots for a couple of years, and it amazed me after, first few trips or whatever, you'd go and you'd drive 100 miles or so or whatever and stop and check or whatever. And it amazed me how much slack is in those straps. You can crank on them and crank on them and crank on them. And you're like, man, that ain't going nowhere. And then within 30, 40 miles, 50 miles, 60 miles, it'd be 12 inches of slack in some of those straps, just the way the load will shift or whatever, and so, that's something to take note of is you strap something down, chain something down, go 5, 10, 15 miles down the road, pull over,
Yeah.
and check it again.
Hit your brakes pretty hard, shake your load up a little bit. That's the main
You might
thing
have
on the
strapped it
chain.
down so much you shrunk it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straps will break too.
Yeah.
You ask Garrett about that one.
Oh, yeah, straps will break.
Yeah. So what happened on the strap breaking? What
Well, I wasn't going.
you weren't going to divulge that
Grant,
information?
That was between me and Grant. I said, "Don't tell nobody about this. Don't tell nobody. Dad don't even know." And here you are getting. Now I'm gonna get in trouble on
Yeah.
our
Oh, that'll
podcast.
be all right.
He's gonna get in trouble nationally.
Yeah. I said those specific words. Don't tell Dad.
Yeah. What was that commercial years ago? Don't tell mom.
All right, let's go ahead and hear the story.
Oh, that's all right, folks. We'll see y'all next week. No, I had a little tractor on my trailer, and I was just going across town, and I had a little spreader on the back of it. I was coming back from across town back to the yard. I'd been over there planting some seeds on a food plot, and I had just a little bitty John Deere tractor and a little cone spreader on it, and I just threw one strap across it, ratchet strap, strapped it down. I said, that ain't going nowhere. There's train tracks between here and there, so I have to slow down to get to the train tracks. I look in my mirror, and that tractor's rolling to the back of the trailer. So or vice versa, when I gassed on it, it started rolling. When I was going over and throttling back up, I seen it start rolling to the back of the trailer. Oh, I hit the brakes again, and it starts rolling to the front of the trailer. And then it's just pedaling back and forth, trying to keep it on the trailer. It stayed on the trailer, but instead of using straps, I jumped out right quick and used chains.
Yeah. Yeah. He's over here cringing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to make sure you use the proper straps, proper chains for whatever you're transporting.
Yeah.
That's you buy something here on the yard. When you raise your hand when the gavel drops and that's yours, then it's your responsibility to get it loaded, to get it strapped down, get it secured, to get it home.
And that's a good point. If you buy something at the yard or at our auctions and you don't have a way of transporting, we've got a list of great guys that can haul your equipment. So don't let that be a deterrence from buying something. If you buy something and I don't have a trailer to haul that, or don't have time to come get it, or don't feel safe driving my truck and trailer that far to pick it up, give us a call. We've got guys that can haul for you. They're great guys. Josh Cooper, Custom Transport. Todd Wooster, he's a broker that we use a lot. We've got a lot of guys that can. Joe McGee, he hauls locally and over the road too. And if you got anything you need hauled, don't hesitate to call us. We can get you in contact with somebody that can haul for you, that save you the time and save you the
those guys
worries.
there are years and years of experience over the road, and they know how to secure a load. They know how to strap and chain and all of that to a T. And so you wouldn't have to worry about their straps breaking or your tractor rolling back and forth on their trailer. Yeah. But if you buy something and you're going to transport it yourself, we can help you get it on your trailer. But as far as securing the load, that's on you.
Yeah.
We'll may give you some pointers or some advice, but it's on you as far as securing it to get it home. So be sure to bring proper chains and binders and straps for whatever you're planning on purchasing. We sure don't want you pulling out of here something tied off with baling wire.
Our next sale's coming up. It's just a couple weeks away, so y'all be sure to check out bid.riles auctions, look at the inventory, look at the catalog, see what all we've got coming, and it's going to be updated daily, and more stuff will be added all the way up until the week of the sale. So y'all keep a watch on bid.riles auctions and get registered on there if you can't make it in person. We encourage you to come be here in person, though, because we only charge a 1% buyer's premium, so we don't penalize you for purchasing equipment at our auctions. We work with you and try to save you as much money or be able to put more money towards a piece of equipment instead of putting more money into a buyer's premium. We encourage you to come be here in person, though, if you want to take advantage of that 1% buyer's premium, and it's going to be a great sale. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and it's the Saturday after Black Friday, so tell your spouses, whatever they spend on Black Friday is what you get to spend Saturday at the auction. So,
More.
Yeah.
What else you got, Grant? Anything else to say? But does our inspections on all of our construction, skid steers, mini X's, stuff like that. Grant's always good at that.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few skid
Several.
steers. Go ahead.
Several nice pieces out there. I'll just be looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see something, you got questions on it, give us a call and we'll get you in contact with Grant if there's a skid steer, dozer, Tretco, something like that you're looking at, and even tractors if Dad's real busy where he can't. But we encourage you to take advantage of those FaceTime inspections. That's something we really, really work hard on doing, and we appreciate them for doing that. And y'all watched last week's episode, so that way you can kind of resonate with what we've talked about on this episode.
Yeah, it's kind of part 2.
Yeah, it's part 2, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for joining in, tuning in, and we appreciate all of our listeners and all of our subscribers and followers. If you don't follow, if you don't subscribe, please click that button. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Podbean or Apple, Spotify. We're on all of those major outlets there. Click that follow. Click that subscribe. That way, when we drop an episode, you know that it's coming out, and we sure appreciate all the support from our listeners.
Hold on, one more. I got one more. Remember when we were going through Oxford that day, and there was a truck in front of us with a pry bar sitting on the bumper, and I said, Dad, it'd be bad if that pry bar fell off and went through our tire. And as soon as I said that, it fell off and went through our tire.
Yeah, rear dew, I got it. Yeah. Yeah. And boy, I got another story about a pry bar and tires. I don't know if I got time.
Tell it. We got time.
We got time.
Yeah. Anyway, I was at the sale barn at Senatobia, a cow sale barn, and anyway, it wasn't open for business that day. They had the gate shut, but the guy called me and said, "Look, my tractor's not charging. I need you to come check it out." I said, "Okay." So anyway, I go out. It was a 4450, I think it was. So anyway, I said, "Well, let me go check it out." I went out and got my meter, went out there, cranked it up, and it wasn't charging. So I had an alternator in the truck, and like I said, and it was a gate. The reason I couldn't pull my truck up to the tractor because it was a gate locked, and I didn't want to call a guy to come open the gate.
Right.
Didn't want to get that audience there either. I just, I said, I'll just put this alternator on real quick. So I grabbed me a 213s, a couple of 9/16ths, and my special pry bar that tension the belt back, and I love this pry bar. But anyway, because it was my favorite. Anyway, so
Sounds like you love that pry bar more than you love Grant and Garrett.
Right, so I hopped the gate, went, put the alternator on, got everything, got my wire hooked as well. Let me tension the belt. No, let me back up. Instead of me walking out there with my wrenches, I carried my tools out there to the alternator, to the tractor. All right, and I said, man, I need to just crank this tractor and pull it to the gate.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I just laid my wrenches right there on the battery box of the tractor, fired it up, eased it right up to the gate, wasn't far. Anyway, I got the alternator on it, got ready to tension the belt. Look, my pry bar's gone. I said, man, I know I got it out of the truck. I went back, double checked, yeah, pry bar's gone. I said, well, it may have fell off up here when I got in the tractor. So I walked back up there, pry bar's gone, couldn't find it. I said, man, just forget it. Went back to the tractor, just searched, aggravated. Went back to the truck, got another pry bar, tightened my alternator up. Still concerned, where's my tool? Anyway, I backed the tractor back to where the location it come from. Cut the tractor off, and when I got out, I heard shh air. I said, what in the world's going on? Couldn't see it. It was went around up. I said, it's leaking out of this rear tire. I said, man. Fired the tractor up, pulled forward. Guess what? About 6 inches of my pry bar was poking out of that tire.
Oh, man.
It fell off that battery box in the perfect position and
Jammed into the tire.
jammed in that tire. I said, now, here we go. I got to call this guy.
He'd
I
have
said,
rather
he's
come open the
gonna-
gate.
He's a real good guy. Man, I liked him, and he passed away now. But anyway, I said, he's finna come unglued. That's what I'm going to buy the guy a tire. Is all I can do.
Yeah.
I called him. My pry bar's up in your tires. Long story. He said, son, don't worry about that. He said, I'll get that tire fixed. I just appreciate you coming fixing my tractor. I respected him for that.
Yeah.
But I did offer to buy his tire. But that was just how crazy things are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that pry bar could have fell a million different ways and never would have punctured the tire, but it fell just perfect.
Perfect. And then when it stopped it was perfectly onto the bottom where I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one summer I was helping a farmer. Dad let me go help him for the summer. I was driving tractors and whatnot. I was probably 12, 13 years old. One day we was building a pond. It was me and another boy about the same age. They called us the kindergarten dirt crew. I got on a track hoe. I hadn't been on one 3 or 4 times in my life. And top loading a dirt pan out of the bottom of the pond because it already got some water in it. And swung around one time and went a little too far and hit the top of the tractor. It was a 8410, busted the whole green roof off of it and probably half an inch from getting the windshield.
Oh man,
We gotta quit talking. People gonna quit calling us.
Don't happen very often.
It's just over the course of like 30 years.
yeah. So one roof, one tire. That's not bad out of 30 years.
Yeah, that's right.
But no,
But-
we appreciate.
Grant turned it into a sunroof.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to let y'all go on this one. We appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to check it out, the last episode and this episode. Subscribe to YouTube, Spotify. Next sale's November 29th. Call us if you got anything you want to consign. We're taking consignments now on the yard. And if you've got questions about equipment, be sure to give us a call. And we sure do appreciate each and every one of you for watching, liking, sharing. If we can ever help you in any way, let us know.
Y'all have a good one. Until next time.
See you.